All right. Well, I'd like to welcome everyone and thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to join us for our doTerra Wellness Workshop. I'm Tammy Molitor, and I'm so excited for you to learn more about these awesome products. Joining me today are my friends and fellow wellness advocates, Shelly, Erin, and Sarah. Here are a couple things you might want to know for the workshop. So you might want to have a pen and paper ready to take notes or write down some questions. So and then the workshop's about an hour. So we want to honor your time. So we'll address any questions and things that you have at the end of the workshop. We will also be using the chat feature during the workshop. So I would like you to make yourself familiar with where it is at right now and tell us who invited you. And I believe everybody on the call is from Minnesota besides one nice lady that I know, Sarah. So the chat feature on your computers or at the bottom of your screen. And I believe if you touch the screen of your cell phone, you'll see a chat feature and it should pop up. And then you will be able to use that and then just tap it again to make it close. All right, so while you're doing that, I think Shelly's going to monitor our chat feature. But I'll tell you a bit of my story. I've been a wellness advocate with doTerra for roughly 5 months. I've dabbled in using other oils and supplements over the years, but I've never had the results I do with doTerra. And I've also been involved with other direct sales companies, but have not had the results that I've had being a wellness advocate for doTerra in such a short time. So, and then the best thing about it is I'm off of or I should say all of my prescription medications, and I no longer have to take any over-the-counter allergy medications because the stuff is just so effective. All right. Oh, I got to find my cursor. So we always want our workshops to be personal and helpful for you. So let's start with a personal assessment for you and or your family. So what areas of your health would you like help with? In the chat, place the number or numbers that coincide with something you and or your family struggle with. So like one is digestive issues, 2 headaches, pain or inflammation, 3 immunity issues, 4 stress and anxiety, 5 energy or stamina, 6 sleep issues, or 7 the blood sugar regulation. And I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised and very excited that there are many options that we have to offer you that will take care of the root issues for your health.
So as we dive into this workshop, we're going to look at 2 different approaches to healthcare. But before we do, I want to share a couple of statistics with you. The first one is that the FDA estimates that 200,000 Americans are hospitalized every year because of overdoses and the side effects of NSAIDs. So that's going to be your Advil, ibuprofen, and aspirin. And there's also thousands of deaths every year due to these medications. And even Tylenol is known to cause liver damage if used excessively. And I think we all know that. We've seen it, the warning label on the bottle. But I share these things because it really has a reflection on our modern approach to medicine. So in the modern approach, you can see that on the side of your screen. We look towards pills and prescriptions, and those are kind of a band-aid for the symptoms that we're facing. But because this approach just focuses on those symptoms, it doesn't address any of the root causes, and those get overlooked. Additionally, as you can see on the left side of the screen, we spend $6.5 trillion every year on global healthcare, but are we really any healthier because of it? And then if we check out the right side of the screen, the natural approaches, we look towards the root causes and we want to address those. And we use plant sources at doTerra because our body recognizes those plant sources. And the great thing about using the natural approach is there's no side effects, only positive benefits. So next, we're going to look at what creates disease in the body. And there's 3 main things. The first being nutrient deficiency. The second one is inflammation. And the third is toxic overload. So the first one we're going to dive into here is nutrition. Nutrition is at the core of our immune function. When our nutrition buckets in our body are full, we function optimally. We have energy, clarity in thinking, great sleep, a good mood, and little to no inflammation in our body. And according to the US Environmental Working Group, you can see here in this chart that 95% of US adults are deficient in vitamin D, 94% deficient in vitamin E, and 61% are deficient in magnesium. This is most people, right? 95%, almost everyone deficient in vitamin D, and even magnesium down to vitamin C. That's still half the population that's deficient in these nutrients. And so when our nutrition buckets are not full in our body, it means we don't have a good baseline health. And the results of these nutrition deficiencies can vary by person to person, but some possible options of how it can manifest in our bodies would be inflammation, headaches, poor sleeping, foggy thinking, lack of energy, and digestive issues. And personally, before I started using doTerra, I checked every one of those boxes. I had every issue that I just listed. The reality is that this poor nutrition is the #1 cause of our poor health, and we're just not really realizing what those root causes are. The next thing we want to talk about is inflammation. So you can see here are some types of inflammation in the body, but I want you to pop open that chat feature again if you don't have it open already. There's 3 main contributors to inflammation in the body, and I want you to try to think in the chat. You can write it out. What do you think are those 3 main causes of inflammation in the body? We'll wait just a minute to see what everyone has to say. I see poor diet. I'll give it one more second to see if anyone else has any guesses. Stress, no exercise. You guys are right on the money. So the 3 biggest causes of inflammation are sugar. It's in pretty much everything that we consume nowadays. Stress and lack of sleep. And we could also group exercise, lack of exercise into that one. And then toxins in our environment is the 3rd cause of inflammation. And chronic inflammation can be linked to lots of diseases that you see on the screen right now, but a couple of them that I'll mention are autoimmune diseases, cardiovascular diseases, gastrointestinal disorders, headaches, metabolic disease like type 2 diabetes, lung disease, mental illnesses actually like depression and anxiety, and joint pain. Next, we're going to move on to toxic load. It's the 3rd area that we're looking at for a source of disease, and it refers to all the chemicals in our body that build up. And these are from our environment, processed foods, pesticide uses, and personal care products. The Product Safety Commission tested 150 cleaning chemicals and found that they were linked to ADD, asthma, cancer, reproductive issues, and respiratory problems, and more. And the reality is that those cleaning chemicals are still sitting on the shelves in our stores, and quite frankly, probably in some of our homes as well. And the reality is that we really can't control what we come into contact with, especially not outside of our home, but we can make better and more conscious choices, especially inside our homes.
All right, so we're just about ready to see our first health solution. However, we're going to take a look at the supplement industry. So we're going to go to the chat feature again, and who here uses supplements? So think about your vitamins D, C, B, maybe multivitamins, or even your omegas. And if you take any kind of supplement, put yes in the chat box. Now let's take a quick peek at the supplement industry. A study by the FDA from 2007 to 2016 detected contaminants in 776 dietary supplements produced by 146 companies. And also, a study of 3 leading memory supplements found that 2 of them didn't even contain the active ingredients listed on the labels. So the supplement industry is not heavily regulated, so they contain lots of fillers and not much of what the actual ingredient is. However, because our standard American diet is deficient in most vitamins and nutrients, it is necessary to supplement to make our bodies get what they need to function properly at a baseline level. So that brings us to our lifelong vitality supplements. In a global company known for their essential oils, did you know that doTerra's top sellers are supplements? The Lifelong Vitality is doTerra's #1 selling product. It addresses all 3 areas we just mentioned, the nutrient deficiency, inflammation, and toxic overload. Think of this line as the necessary foundation to build on your health. This line helps support the cleansing and filtering out of toxins. There are 3 supplements in this line: a food nutrient, cellular repair, and your omegas. So this is called our micronutrients. Lifelong Vitality fills the nutrient buckets in your body. It contains powerful antioxidants to help protect our DNA. It's made with whole food ingredients, which makes it 95% bioavailable for your body, where the average supplement is about 20 to 30% bioavailable. This product has gotten more people off of their over-the-counter and prescription drugs more than any other product that doTerra sells. So, and I can attest to this. This one has just been a blessing. I've been able to, along with a couple other supplements that Erin's going to talk about, but I've been able to get off the stomach medication that I was on. Was on omeprazole, which was my stomach. I tried to get off of it at other times and with no success. And this was very good for me. Shelley, do you have something to share?
I do. I've been taking the LLV, Lifelong Vitality, for about 5 months also. And I am one of the lucky ones that gets to live with fibromyalgia. And I noticed after just a few weeks that my nerve pain was reduced significantly. So I was sleeping through the night without being stung by bees and stabbed by pins and so forth. If you've ever experienced nerve pain, it's distracting. The other thing that I noticed was I could walk again. So it reduced the inflammation in my body enough that I wasn't hobbling to go for a walk. I can actually walk, and we're back to 15-minute miles. So it's amazing. Erin, did you have something with this one?
Actually, my husband Dylan is on the call and he wanted to share a testimony.
Awesome.
Yeah, so when I started taking it, I guess I was a little skeptical, but about 2 or 3 weeks into taking it, I actually noticed kind of right away that my fingernails, actually I had to cut them like a lot more, and it's kind of annoying, but I for a guy anyway, and my hair started growing like a lot faster and stuff. So I've noticed that, and also the inflammation has been like a lot less. I know when I used to get pain and on like my side and just kind of cramps, it's normal stuff. And I've noticed it's been either a lot more dull pain or it hasn't been there at all. So yeah, I mean, I have nothing but good things to say about it.
And
That's
I will just
awesome.
share quickly too, because I was also a little bit skeptical. Tammy knows, but I've spent much of the last 5 years or more really sick with different viruses, gastrointestinal issues, sinus and allergy issues. I had sinus and allergy surgery almost a year ago now. And even after my surgery, I was supposed to be feeling better and healthy, and I wasn't. I was still getting sinus infections. And so Tammy said, look, you have to give this a try. And I said, okay, just to kind of shut her up a little bit. So I said, I'll give it a try. So I ordered it and I was like, perfect. I'll order it once. I'll try it for a month. And when it doesn't work, I'll tell her it doesn't work. And that'll be the end of it. And I was so wrong, because like so many other things that I tried, I thought that I wouldn't see any results. And when I started hearing about doTerra, I heard other people say, within a week, within 3 weeks. And I thought, oh, it's going to take me 3 months to see any results. And that was just not the case. The first week I started taking the Lifelong Vitality, I had so much energy that I hadn't had in literally years. It makes me like emotional, because finally I was able to kind of get my life back in the last like 6 months or so. I'm able to do things that I wasn't a year ago. I have the energy to do things I wasn't a year ago to keep up with my daughter. Like Shelly said, I can go on walks. A year ago, it was hard for me to breathe on a walk, and I'm young. So to be put through a battery of testing and just being sick all the time and never feeling good enough to wake up and get out of bed, that's not normal. And I share doTerra with these other wellness advocates because we feel like everybody deserves to feel good every day when they wake up.
Thank you, Erin. That's powerful. Everybody's testimony. I feel like I have one of my two really good friends back because they're not in pain and they're feeling good. So we can do things together. So that's awesome. All right. So there's clinical trials results are based on blood work that was taken before and after. So subjects took the doTerra Lifelong Vitality supplements for 2 months and continued with their normal diet and exercise. So there was statistically significant improvement with their, as you can see, blood lipids, fasting insulin, cardiovascular biomarkers, reduced triglyceride levels in the blood, and cellular inflammation. Positive effects on their biochemical indicators of cardiovascular health, antioxidants, inflammation, blood glucose regulation, and then overall improvement with mental clarity, energy, motivation, control, balance, and overall happiness. So some consider the LLV as part of their food budget. It runs about $28 per bottle. And if you purchase it through the customer reward program, you'll get points back on every order to use toward free product.
I'll just say one more thing about Lifelong Vitality. I've been taking it for about 5 months now, and I have not been sick one time while taking it. I've had like a little sore throat and it goes away within a day or two, but that's amazing for me because prior to taking the Lifelong Vitality, I was literally sick for 6 months to a year at a time, and I'd be given antibiotics at the doctor. As soon as I would get off the antibiotics, I'd be sick again. So that's really impressive for me to say that I went through cold and flu and RSV and COVID season and didn't catch a single thing this year, which is amazing.
Mhm.
So the next supplements I'm going to talk about, the first one is called PB Restore. And you guys have probably heard that our gut is like our second brain. And so the PB Restore is along with the Terrazyme here. They're designed to work in harmony with the Lifelong Vitality to kind of improve overall our gut health, which helps our whole body. And so the PB Restore is a pre, pro, and postbiotic. And you can see that it's a dual encapsulation delivery system on the screen there. And that's something that other probiotics just don't have, because typically if it's one capsule, they're dissolving in our stomach acid and they're not giving that digestive flora to the intestines where we actually need some of it. So the 2 capsules there, the outer capsule is designed to dissolve in our stomach area with a certain set of digestional flora. And then the smaller capsule on the inside is designed to survive all the way down into your intestines and release different flora that you need there. So it helps your body to absorb the nutrients that you need by releasing those floras where you need them in your gut. The other product I'll talk about here on the screen is called Terrazyme, and it's a digestive enzyme. It includes 10 active whole food enzymes that help break down different types of foods. Now, this is I like to think of it as like a Pepto-Bismol replacement, but it can be really helpful for people who have intolerances like lactose, soy, gluten, but also helps with kind of those overall digestive issues that you hear about, bloating, gas, any issues that you might have with digestion. This is a great one to supplement with. Does anybody have, sorry, Sarah, we moved back one slide. I will give a testimony on the PB Restore, and then I'll let Tammy give one on the Terrazyme. But the PB Restore, I have IBS, so I take 2 capsules a day, and this has also dramatically changed my life. Literally, for the last 10 years or so, I've had IBS and was just diagnosed a couple of years ago. But I have tried over-the-counter prescription medications, and again, they were just band-aiding the symptoms that I had and would last for, several hours to a day or so, and then the symptoms would be right back. And with the PB Restore, it's really proactive, and I have not seen so much improvement in my gut health and the 10 years that I've had IBS and trying, all different sorts of prescription and over-the-counter medication. So it's amazing once your body starts getting what it needs. It really works. Tammy?
And the Terrazyme is awesome too. It's kind of like this is what I've used to replace my omeprazole. So I'll take it just before I eat a meal, and it helps, the enzymes help to neutralize my stomach acids and to digest the food that is going in. And then I don't get heartburn, and it's just amazing. So this is the additional one that I was talking about with, along with the LLB. I mean, 100% LLB. This helps with the other piece of the puzzle for me. So it's been awesome.
All right, we're heading into the second section of our workshop here, and I want to make sure that you're all still with us. So pop open that chat if you don't have it open already. And I've got 2 questions for you. So the first one is, what percentage has diabetes in the United States increased since 1960? So put down in the chat feature what you think, what percentage diabetes cases have increased since 1960.
Karen's close.
I think somebody has sat through this presentation before. 700%, that's right. So 700% diabetes has increased since 1960 in the United States, which is just crazy. The second question is, how long does it take the average American to consume the same amount of sugar that our ancestors from 200 years ago would consume in a year? Throw it in the chat. We want to see your answers here.
Sarah.
I'm seeing 1 day, 2 weeks. It is 2 weeks. So in 2 weeks' time, we consume the same amount of sugar that our ancestors did in an entire year. So why am I giving you all these statistics? Because only 6.8% of the population has optimal cardiometabolic health. And this is measured by all those numbers that you track at your physical at the doctors. Your weight, your BMI, blood pressure, cholesterol. And if only 6.8% of the population has optimal cardiometabolic health, that means 93% of Americans do not. And that means our metabolism just isn't working for us, and that shortens our lifespan and our health. And so the reality here is that the average person spends the last 14 years of their life in a state of decline, and they have difficulty completing everyday tasks. And I know we've all witnessed this, and I don't want this for myself. I don't want it for anyone that I know. And that's why I'm really grateful for the next solution that doTerra has.
I am so grateful for this solution as well. This is doTerra's revolutionary MetaPower system, and it is specifically designed to tackle poor cardiometabolic health. This line gives you your macronutrients, and it pairs beautifully with the Lifelong Vitality, which provides your micronutrients. The MetaPower line does 3 remarkable things. Number 1, it helps repair the cells in your body, which in a sense stops and even reverses the effects of aging, and who of course doesn't want to look younger. So helps repair the cells in the body, helps your body regulate blood sugar and insulin spikes, which are super destructive to the body. In fact, every time you spike and crash your blood sugar, you age your body. And the MetaPower system helps shrink your fat cells. Yep, I'll say it again. The MetaPower system actually helps you shrink your adipose fat cells. It's clinically proven to do so. So the MetaPower system is the first and only system like this that supports a healthy metabolism, evens out your blood sugar spikes, and even curbs cravings. doTerra's MetaPower oil right here is the foundational ingredient in all of the products in the line. They can be used individually, and they can also be used all together for even more remarkable results. So let's check out some of the before and after results.
Amazing.
This is me, or this, okay. Well, this young lady, I'm going to ask for a testimonial, Shelly, in just a second. Sorry. This young lady in the top left, she's been using MetaPower for 4 months. She's had amazing results, specifically with improvements to her face and eyes and hair. You can see that the fat cells in her face are indeed shrinking. The gentleman on the bottom left, he experienced improved skin elasticity and even darker hair growth. Yep, that's what happens when your cells are repairing themselves. The new hair growth is coming back in his original color. So he even got his blood work taken after just 3.5 weeks on the MetaPower system, and it showed a 40-point decrease in his cholesterol numbers and a 57-point decrease in his triglycerides. And that's pretty remarkable after just a short time on the system. On the right, you'll see a 58-year-old lady. She had red spots in her arms, and she went to her doctor, who biopsied and said, you know what, they're just age spots. Nothing you can do about it. It's just part of getting old. But after using MetaPower for just 3 months, the spots are totally gone. And she has seen other amazing changes too, like a dramatic weight loss, 60 pounds, thicker hair, her nails are growing, and a lower A1C as well. So I want to talk about my favorite product in the line, the MetaPower line, and this is the MetaPower Advantage Collagen. Now, this is doTerra's collagen product, which includes 9 different types of marine collagen. Most other collagen products on the market have 1 or maybe 2 types. There's a couple that might even have up to 3, but doTerra has 9. And your body actually has 28 different types of collagen that it needs. So 9 types of collagen supports more than just your hair and skin and nails. The collagen is powdered and it's freeze-dried, so it's 12 times more bioavailable than other collagens on the market. And that means your body can actually use what you are ingesting. doTerra also adds in several other beneficial ingredients as well. And the one that I want to highlight is this here called NMN. Now, that's not M&M. It's the opposite of M&M. It's NMN, okay? NMN is cutting edge. You can research this if you like. The NMN is the molecule that enables your body to produce NAD+, which is what enables your cells to repair themselves. That's one reason why you see those dramatic before and after photos and testimonials. The MetaPower system actually enables the body to repair aging cells, which cause wrinkles, pain, brain fog, gray hair, age spots, etc. The MetaPower Advantage comes in small packets. They are most potent when you add them to water and drink them right away. Simple yet powerful. We have a deep dive class on our lifelong vitality and MetaPower lines. And if you're a science person and you want to love knowing more about how and why these products work, you can ask your wellness advocate to send it your way. So Shelley, do you want to do your MetaPower testimonial first?
Sure. Again, I've been taking these products for about 5 months, and the MetaPower works, I think, a little bit more subtly than the vitamins do. And it's little things that you go, huh, this is looking different, or this feels different. One of the things I really notice is, being a lady of a certain age, my neck wrinkles have tightened up. My jawline is starting to tighten up. My eyes are better, which is a beautiful thing. Hair is growing back in. I had a couple really bad bouts of COVID, lost a lot of hair. And it's, since taking the MetaPower, it's really starting to come back in and be healthy. And like Dylan was saying, with the lifelong vitality, fingernails grow like crazy. It's awesome.
Yeah. Thanks, Shelley. I'm going to share my before and after photos, and I've got to actually escape out of this to get the before and after photos, and I'll pop them onto this screen over here. So I had a dramatic weight loss myself. Sorry about the dizzying screen. This is my before and afters after 3. When you have a dramatic weight loss, your skin does not bounce back. And you can see I started the MetaPower Advantage in October of last year. And after 3 months, these are my before and after photos. This one is actually like my favorite one. These were, I call them my hi buddies. Hi buddy. Some people call them chicken wings, but I didn't love them. And it was just part of my journey, but I can't believe how much better they are, and so quickly. And I was really impressed with the bounce back, and no longer look like my grandpa here. But I also love the difference in my joints. So my flexibility, my joints feel great. I'm a skier. I ski double black diamonds and I don't get sore. I feel like I have better balance and control, like all the things. I'm really blown away by this product, and I will be a user and a fan for life. So let me close that. Let's see. Get back to.
While
There we go.
Sarah's navigating back, I've got a good friend who couldn't be on tonight, but she told me she's been on MetaPower for 2 to 3 months now, and she's lost 5 pounds. So she's super psyched about that. That was one of her goals. And she also is middle-aged, and so she has seen a big improvement in skin elasticity and such as well.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, Tammy.
You're on mute.
Oh, Tammy, you're muted.
Of course, I'm muted. Here we go. doTerra prides itself on being a company that values research. Several universities have done studies on essential oils. In this independent study by Roseman University, doTerra oils were found to be therapeutically relevant in cell growth and rejuvenation, metabolic health, and healthy inflammatory responses. Essential oils from different competitors had minimal effects. They concluded that the therapeutic potential of essential oils is highly dependent on the complete composition of the oil. So sourcing, processing, and characterization are critical to how they perform and how they in our cells. So doTerra is essential oils are pure. There are no fillers, synthetic ingredients, or dilution. Independent lab tests show that the majority of brands available to consumers are not pure. And I can post a link to a study at the end of the class if you're interested in more. We source from plants grown in their ideal environment, and this makes all the difference in the chemical profile and therapeutic effectiveness of the oil. Each batch of oil is tested for ideal chemistry and consistency, and there are over 54 tests done on each batch of doTerra oils from the farmer to the consumer. So they can be used topically, aromatically, and internally. So people turn to doTerra because they want safe, affordable, and effective solutions for their family's health. So let's look exactly what that means. So safe. So many look for safe and effective solutions that don't have dangerous side effects and risk of addiction. We just mentioned the independent lab study that showed that 80% of oils on the market have contaminants and synthetic markers. So we suggest never ingesting any other brand of oil. So doTerra recognizes that the essential oil industry didn't have a standard of purity and ensured safety. So they created the CPTG standard that can be used throughout the essential oil industry. This standard is beyond organic and includes significant testing that isn't cheap. doTerra will invest to ensure you have the most effective, safest product because that is best for you, for us, for everybody. So many doTerra oils are safe to ingest. And if it can be ingested, you'll see a label like you see on the screen here, where it shows the supplement facts. Some of the different oils will not have those supplement facts. Those are not good for ingestion. They're good for
Topical or aromatic.
Thank you, or aromatic in your diffuser. Thank you, Shelley. On the right of your screen, you see 2 girls here, and they are sisters, and they were used to at home having, mom putting doTerra lavender on their chest for bed at night. And when they spent the night at grandma's house, she used a different type of lavender from a company that wasn't doTerra. And the girls ended up with chemical burns and scarring almost a year later. So I'm not saying that this will be a reaction with other essential oils. However, it is important that you understand the risks. So doTerra oils are safe to use at any age, from newborn babies to great grandparents, and brand matters for safety.
Can I say one more thing on the back side?
Yeah.
doTerra is completely transparent on their testing. Every bottle on the bottom of it will have a lot number, and there's a site that you can go to. You plug the lot number in, and you can get all the tests up for each lot, not just, yes, we carry this and we tested this batch in 2017 and this is how it turned out and it was good. And that's the test we're using. Each lot, each different number, all those tests are run on each one. So the company is completely transparent. Yay, it's to me. It's to me. So let's look at affordability and effectiveness next. Did you know that essential oils are 50 to 70 times more potent than an herb? This means a little goes a long way. Did you also know that one bottle of pure oil is more affordable than one bottle of diluted or adulterated oil? Using the chat feature, I want you to make a guess. A recent test of Costco peppermint oil showed that it was not 100% pure. How much peppermint in the Costco peppermint oil, how much oil, peppermint oil, real stuff do you think was actually in there? I'll give you a second. Karen, you got it. 10% of their pure bottle was actually peppermint oil. So, you know, you don't get what, you know, if you buy cheap, you're going to get cheap. When you use the doTerra oil, you get 100% of oil, making it much cheaper comparatively to other oils that were diluted. That's not saying, guys, that if you dilute your doTerra oil, because you can make your oils go a long way by diluting them with a carrier oil, you get the same efficacy, but they go a lot farther. When you do use doTerra oil, you get 100%, making it much cheaper. Yep, I did that. Each 15 milliliter bottle has 250 drops of essential oil in it. One dose is 1 to 2 drops. On average, it's about $1 or less for a treatment. Here's an essential oil tip. When you're treating any kind of infection, disease, or ailment, it is always better to use less oil more frequently throughout the day, like diluting it in a roller bottle. Using 8 drops of oil on a wound at one time will not be more effective than using 1 drop of oil on a wound every 2 to 3 hours throughout the day. Use less more frequently. And that really does prove out. So the effectiveness, this is one of my favorite things. I'm in the middle of a class right now, guys, and this really is one of my favorite lessons. For our scientists in the workshop, we do know this is a very simplified lesson. So here we go. Our body is made up of cells. Each cell is surrounded by an oily membrane intended to protect it. It keeps the good in and the bad out. When you have a bacterial infection, you see that green blob down there? Doctors often prescribe an antibiotic to kill it because the bacteria grows on the outside of the cell. Viruses, however, are different and proliferate on the inside of a cell. Essential oils, unlike most modern medicines, can penetrate the cell membrane and help stop the viral replication. So they go right in there, do their thing, and the virus can't replicate. This supports your immune system and helps your body heal itself, getting to the root of the problem. When you have essential oils on hand, you can begin to support the healing of your body immediately instead of paying a copay and waiting to see the doctor. You get to be healer in your own home, which is very empowering. Plus, you can start treating something when it just starts coming on. We've talked about how essential oils are safe, affordable, and effective at treating many ailments. Everyone can benefit from the doTerra essential oils in their family medicine kit to apply topically when needed or to ingest when necessary. But if you know that you can also benefit from simply diffusing essential oils while you sleep. Did you know you can while you sleep? One of the biggest fears of our aging population is dementia and memory loss. No one wants to lose their mind or watch their loved ones lose their minds. Check out this double-blinded, placebo-controlled study that was recently published by UC Irvine. Participants in the study diffused a variety of essential oils for just 2 hours a night, every night for 6 months. Time for you to write in the chat, guess what percentage improvement these adults experienced in memory and cognition. You guys aren't even close. 226% increase in cognitive capacity just from diffusing essential oils on their nightstand. The scientists noticed a direct link between the olfactory, the sense of smell, and the brain's memory circuits. Bottom line, everyone should be diffusing doTerra oils on their nightstand. Talk about a safe, affordable, effective, and easy way to fight off dementia. One of the other points with the doTerra oils, some of them are able to cross that brain barrier, which makes them more effective at doing those kind of really important health care things. Okay, now we're moving right on into the oils. We'll do some specific oils. Consider these options for you to grab from your medicine cabinet. I'm just going to talk about one tonight, and I'm going to grab my On Guard. I use On Guard every day. I diffuse it. If I feel like I'm getting sick, I'll eat it. Did you know that research shows that essential oils, when diffused, can kill most airborne microorganisms? A French study colonized 210 different microbes with 30 minutes of diffusing mixture of essential oils within 30 minutes. Only 4 colonies remained alive. That's amazing. And everyone's using those Lysol wipes. So the On Guard, we'll call the Protector, is a natural immune defense. Everyone should have On Guard. I carry On Guard in my little purse, oil purse. Carry that with me. It stops the growth of viruses and bacteria, diffuse it, cleans the air and airborne pathogens, soothes sore throats, and can help knock it out. The key is to use it frequently right away. So worth it to avoid getting sick for a week. Okay, now we can move on, Sarah. Okay, now from this slide, this would be your household basics, your what you want to use in your home. And I'm going to grab, I've got peppermint here, is one of my other favorites. I actually take a bath with it. It's Shelly's peppermint power bath. The peppermint is everything cooling and energizing. It increases your energy in the afternoon when you need to wake up and focus. It oxygenates your cells. Great to diffuse when you're studying or working where you need to be alert. Use this when your sinuses are stuffed up and you need to open your airways. Just put a drop in your hands, rub them together and breathe it in. It's fabulous. Wonderful relief for tension headaches. You can knock it out before it really sets in. When you eat something spicy or too late at night, like some of us are prone to do. Peppermint can help prevent acid reflux. Just put a drop in your water, or actually can set it right on the roof of your mouth. When overheating on a summer day, or your kids have a fever, you can use a drop again, rub it in your hands, rub it on the back of their neck or on their chest, and it will help their bodies cool down. It's been shown you can actually cool your body by 1 degree, and it will also work great for hot flashes. Let's go back to the chat feature. Take a wild guess. How many cups of peppermint tea would be equal to 1 drop of doTerra peppermint oil? I don't have an answer.
Like
Tammy, do you know?
I do.
Okay.
1 drop of oil equals 26 cups of peppermint tea.
Wow.
So that would be like, you would be so bloated.
overdose.
Yes, indeed.
And a quick side note on that slide, I have the lemon, lavender, peppermint, and the Digesten when it's mixed with fractionated coconut oil in a 10 milliliter jar. That's what I use to get off my allergy medications. So
Awesome.
if you want to know
Awesome.
more, I can reach out to me.
Wow.
Awesome. Yep. Okay. Deep blue. This is one of my favorites. One of my favorites. This is also the highway that the guys, if you want to get your guys hooked on doTerra, Deep Blue. Deep Blue is a must-have for muscle and joint health. Not only does it relieve pain and tension, the amazing oils in it support muscle, joint, and bone healing. It alleviates back pain. When you have a nasty bruise forming, grab your Deep Blue and stop it in its tracks. The Deep Blue also comes in a stick that has copaiba in it already, and it's easy to apply without getting it on your hands. So it's like a deodorant stick. I like to just use a drop of copaiba, and I add in a drop of birch. Guys, that is a game changer. For me, I recommend trying it. It's awesome. Copaiba, another oil used for pain and inflammation, is a super anti-inflammatory. Layered with another oil, it increases the effectiveness. When you really need to boost pain relief, this is what you're going to use with your Deep Blue. If you ever suffer from any emotional strain, such as anxiety or depression, this oil can calm and soothe. Supports all major body systems, heart, nerves, respiratory, immune, and skin. And really be helpful for ADD and ADHD. And it's a great CBD replacement. Okay, let's wrap this up. We'll wrap up our oil section with mood and emotional support. You can talk with your wellness advocate about additional oil options available for wellness. All righty, I chose adaptive because I'll be honest, I'm bathed in it today. Talking like this is very hard for me and gives me extreme anxiety. This helps incredibly. You can apply it. I'm following the directions. Is put 1 drop in your hand. That was 2. Rub them together. You can breathe it in. You can put it on the back of your neck. I like to put it on my wrists and just breathe it in. It's fabulous. This helps the brain stay in executive function in the frontal cortex instead of in the fight or flight. Brings a calming effect over your body, and you can diffuse it in a room or use it topically. I just huff it. It's got a beautiful smell and it helps. There we go.
Can I speak to the other 2 oils on this slide real quickly?
Yes, you can.
balance, I had a good friend whose dad passed away, and I shared some balance with her at his service, and it really helped her and actually her entire family get through that really difficult day. It's a very grounding scent. I love that one. And the Serenity is a system that doTerra has that's fairly new, and I was prescribed trazodone about a year ago for sleeping because I wasn't sleeping, and trazodone is a sedative that my dog was given after surgery, so it's very strong, and I took it a couple times, but obviously didn't want to make that a habit. But I've taken a lot of different over-the-counter sleeping pills as well to try to get sleep, and when I started using the Serenity system, I have been sleeping like an absolute baby. Like Shelly said, diffusing it on my bedside table. I use the Serenity sleep stick. They have a stick that's just like that deep blue stick on my chest before I go to bed. And also there's capsules that I take. So I take 2 capsules before bed, and I haven't slept better in years as well. So pretty cool.
All right. I am unmuted this time. So I just love doTerra. It's made such a big difference in my life, in the lives of my 2 really good friends that have joined me in this journey. And I just am so thankful that I was introduced to this. And making the switch from my previous company to here, like I said earlier in the presentation, I have made great strides in such a short time and been able to help people along their health and wellness journey. And it's making a difference, impacting their lives in a significant way. It has flexibility for me to do it as a side business, and it's convenient. You know, I can do these Zoom calls and things, and I make brand new friends like Sarah, who is on the call from Colorado. And it's just really been a blessing. So from here, are we going to wrap it up? Okay, so if any of you are interested in hosting a online or workshop in your home, this beautiful thing that you see on your screen is available for you. I use mine. I bring it to work with me all the time. I have my adaptive in there. I have my digest in. So sometimes I have some breakthrough episodes from my stomach, this stuff that's gone on. I just rub a little digest in on my tummy, and transdermally, it helps me feel better. So we also host regular workshops weekly. And if you would like to do this, connect with the person that invited you here, and we will get you all set up. All right. So we also have a Facebook community where you can learn all about, if you have questions or about your health, for natural solutions for you and your family. Is the call line on there for the connect? So connect with your advocate that you was sent here, and we'll give you a link to get to join on the Google or in the Facebook group. Sarah?
So I'm going to stop the recording on here then.
Thanks for joining.
And say a huge thank you before we stop the recording.
Thank you, everybody. We're so happy.